To me, the most valuable part of having an online business is the fact that you can build the business around your lifestyle. And that means that my business, it works around my own life. I want to go to the gym in the morning, I go to the gym. I then come home and I want to work, so I work. And then I want to take a break for lunch and watch some TV, so I do that. And then I want to continue working into the evening, so I do that. I have no set schedule for what I have to do because of the nature of my online work, right? And the reason that I'm making this video is because I was on a Zoom call yesterday evening with some people who do a similar thing as to what I do, in terms of similar online business. And we were talking about exit strategy, right? Like, what is the long-term plan for the business? Is there a strategy to sell the business? And we're having an interesting discussion as to what an actual enterprise value of the business could be, what would make up that enterprise value, and whether you could even sell it in the first place. This is like online e-commerce, right? So we had a bit of a discussion about that. And then I was thinking, I actually don't ever want to sell the business. That's not the goal. I want to work. And I think the reason that I enjoy the business so much is, one, I mean, I like the type of product that I deal with. I think it's really cool and really interesting. But more importantly, it fits perfectly around my lifestyle. For example, this weekend, me and my girlfriend are going to go on a walk, right? Normally I work weekends. Normally I work every hour of every day, practically, because I want to, because I can, and I can take a bit of a break for lunch or something, right? But I love my business because I can take time off of it whenever I want to do whatever I want. And then when I want to work, I can just work. And I can work and work and work, and I love it. I don't want to sell the business because I love the lifestyle that the business allows me to have, right? It gives me a purpose all day, every day, something to strive towards, to keep me busy and to keep me like living a meaningful life where when I go to bed in the evening, I'm like, hell yeah, I just like processed 200 units and did all of these things for the business and sourced a load more inventory and we're making tons of money and it's really fun. And then I can say, okay, tomorrow I maybe want to take the morning off to go. I actually did this last week. I wanted to go have lunch with my grandma at a cafe in town. So I did that. What other business can you, like, what 9 to 5 job or in-person business can you do that in sustainably? With online business, you are working purely by the schedule that you set yourself, right? You build it around you. And if you set in boundaries that you know you will stick to and you will enjoy, then you can do that forever. And if you do have other commitments in life, like I want to get married and have kids like within the next 5 years, then guess what? I can work a little bit less. I can pivot the business to suit my like present or future needs, right? And online business is great for that as well because it's so malleable, because a lot of it is it's not tangible. So let's say you had like a lawn care business, right? That's a very personal, physical business, right? Nothing wrong with lawn businesses, don't get me wrong. But let's say you were doing, I don't even know what that would involve, but let's say you were doing the sales, like you had people who actually did the lawns for you, but you managed all of the sales, and when the sales went through, you relayed that onto your employees. You wouldn't be able to go, oh, I want to have kids now, so I want to not have to take sales calls 8 hours a day. I only want to take sales calls 4 hours a day. You could hire somebody to help you with that, of course, but it's far more difficult to pivot in that type of like tangible physical business, right? I hope that makes sense. With me, with what I do, which is like mostly selling like physical goods on marketplaces, like niche goods for collectors, I can go, okay, I simply won't process as much inventory this week. I'll spend 5 hours a day processing inventory rather than 10 hours a day processing inventory. And as long as I'm willing to take a bit of a pay cut, well, depending on how I go about it, then that works, you know? And the best bit of it is that I enjoy it so much. Like, it's not a chore. It's not difficult, you know? And this is what I mean by that for me, it's the most valuable part of online business is that I want to do it. And I want to do it because the business can always change to fit my current needs. It can always be as intense or as easy as I want. It can fill up all of my day every day to give me purpose, or it can fill up none of my day for several weeks at a time if I need the time to myself. It's so easy to maneuver. It's awesome. And yes, you may have to put provisions in place if you want to take several weeks off at once, but you can't do that kind of thing in a 9 to 5 job, or if you have your own business like shop front, you can't just shut the shop for 3 weeks, you know? So hopefully this is an interesting concept for some of you guys. Maybe it will help you to kind of evaluate whether you want an exit strategy for a business you already own or a business that you hope to establish in the future. I don't think you need an exit strategy. It's optional, in my opinion. And maybe my mind will change, but that's just how I'm currently thinking about it. If you have any other ideas on what I'm saying or any counter arguments, please let me know in the comments.